Blanche of Burgundy, the queen the world forgot. Blanche of Burgundy was born in 1296, a child promised to a crown she would never wear. At 11 she was betrothed to the future king of France, at 13 married, and before she turned 18 already a mother. In 1314 her world collapsed. The Tour de Nesle affair erupted, a whisper of adultery involving Blanche and her sisters-in-law Marguerite and Jean, and two Norman knights, the Agneau brothers. Rumour became accusation, accusation became torture, and torture produced confessions. The men did not survive. The brothers were executed brutally. The women, their hair shaved, their titles stripped, were condemned to a quieter punishment, but perhaps a far more devastating one. Blanche was taken to Château Gaillard, not as a princess, but as a prisoner. The fortress had become one of the harshest prisons in France. Underground chambers with no sunlight, air thick with rot, cold stone walls slick with damp, a place built for breaking spirits. There she lived for nearly 8 years, 18 when she entered, 26 when she left. The records say nothing of how the guards treated her in that darkness, but we know enough of history to understand what a powerless young woman, alone among men, might have endured. Some suffering never made it onto parchment, but remains written in the silence. In that cold abyss, she gave birth to a daughter, Jeanne. Her son, little Philippe, born just before her arrest, was already lost to her. Their short lives blur in the gaps of time, but neither child grew up with the mother who loved them. In 1326, weakened and pale, Blanche was transferred to Gavray, here in the Seine Valley. A record mentions horses being fetched for Madame Blanche, a small administrative breath, before she was moved again to a convent where her life quietly ended that same year. Standing in these ruins today, I wondered, did Blanche ever touch these stones? Did the valley air feel like freedom after 8 years without the sun? Did she see the river glinting below, and for one fragile second remembered she was human? So I wove a crown of ivy, alive, resilient, and tied 3 white lace ribbons, one for Blanche, one for her son, one for her daughter. I placed it on the old stone wall as a small act of recognition, a way of saying you lived, you mattered. And in my mind I saw 3 ivy crowns drifting down the river, carried towards a glowing archway of the other world, the ancient place our foremothers believed in, where lost children wait for their mothers, and where a woman wronged in life is crowned again in living green. Where Blanche is not a scandal, not a sinner, but simply a woman, finally seen. And as that vision faded, a harder truth remained, because even now, in 2025, women in some parts of the world can still be imprisoned, beaten, and even killed for adultery. 700 years later, and the cruelty she knew has not entirely died. So I left the ivy crown not just for Blanche, but for every woman erased, rewritten, or punished for longing, for love, or for surviving the wrong marriage. Blanche of Burgundy was real. She lived, she suffered, and she deserves to be remembered as a woman, not a warning. From me, for now, Kate.the.Wayfarer, stay magical.